Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Command Point. My name's Ryan. Today I'm talking with Shane, and today we're going to be talking about all the confirmed factions for the new kill team. So they've completely redesigned the website to reflect the new kill team, and if you scroll down to the bottom, or you can click on the tab that says Explore Factions, they've got all the kill team factions.
Yeah, and when you click on them, it shows you models. But before we get into this, just a quick statement, because I know a lot of people are looking at this right now and taking a lot from them. But for what it's worth, I don't think that the model lists on here are exactly accurate to what we're going to get day one. Like some people are talking about how a lot of the elites are just gone; they're not listed on these pages. But there's a lot of things that don't really add up on these pages, so don't read too much into the models themselves. We're just going to be talking about what factions we have confirmed for Kill Team Second Edition from day one.
Yeah. So if you're looking at your kill teams on the shelf that you got, don't rush to eBay and start selling them off just yet, just because you don't see like Terminators on this list. Okay.
I think we mentioned on the stream yesterday, like somebody grabbed a screen grab of from the stream, and you could see like a Triarch Praetorian listed with the Necrons. But when you click on the Tomb Worlds faction here, there's no there's no Triarch Praetorian. It's just Necron warriors, Immortals, Flayed Ones, Death Marks. Yeah, don't read too much into this stuff. You want to get started?
Yeah, I guess the most interesting to me, if you don't mind starting with this, is the Talons of the Emperor.
This is like a new thing,
Yeah,
basically.
this is a new thing for Kill Team because it used to be you could only play as your Custodes, or you could play as your Sisters of Silence, But now, just like in Big 40K, kinda, I guess. I don't know. I don't play this faction, but they've combined them into the Talons of the Emperor Kill Team. I think this makes both of them. Like, I mean, I don't know. We don't have the core rulebook in hand. We don't really have any of the rules in hand at the moment. But like now this faction is interesting, and I think it's going to be at least viable, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, a lot more interesting. People have been asking for this since Sisters of Silence came out. I remember when we saw the White Dwarf, we were speculating whether this would be a thing, and then it wasn't, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
looks like now it's going to be. Okay, here's one that I'm particularly excited for because I was convinced that they weren't going to be in the game, and that's Chaos Demons. I was really genuinely worried that new edition coming out that the demons would be kind of left in the wayside, but
Hmm.
they're all here. All four of the demon models that we had already, the plague bearers, bloodletters, demonettes, and the horrors. Interestingly, I don't know. Again, I don't want to read too much into this. The horror section here only mentions blue and pink horrors. Nothing about brimstones. We've got Space Marines, obviously.
Yeah.
They are here as you would expect.
I would.
Um,
Games Workshop product.
yeah, the interestingly enough, some of these models that are in here, like infiltrators and cursors, these were models that came in elites.
Hmm.
So it's not exactly the case that all the elites are suddenly gone. Yeah. And then it just says Death Watch. I mean, guys, Death Watch is not a model. So
Yeah.
it's like a faction. So I think they're trying to tell us things
Yeah.
rather than giving us a list of the exact models.
Yeah.
But
I
interesting,
said,
right?
yeah, very interesting. I said at the end of the stream yesterday when we were on with Glass that the reason they probably have them here is because just like in Big 40K, they're kind of folding the Death Watch in under the Greater Space Marine umbrella, if you will.
Gray Knights over here. Gray Knights are just, I mean, obviously the Terminators aren't listed here, but this is Gray Knights. It's the Gray Knight and the Justicar. It's interesting that they list them both in first edition Kill Team. The Justicar was part of the Gray Knight data sheet.
That is
Yeah.
interesting.
We've got Imperial Guard. They are interesting that they're calling them Imperial Guard,
You would
and they're
think they
not
would be sticking with
listing.
that.
Yeah, and they're not listing sergeants, which are, part of the Guardsmen data sheet, if I'm not mistaken, even though they did that with Grey Knights. And I wouldn't be surprised again if day one we do actually have Bulgrins and Ogrins, despite what this page says.
Oh yeah. Probably what they're doing with this page is they're showing people who are on the fence, like if they want to like get into this new edition of Kill Team, they're just showing them like the bare minimum for your faction, like what you're going to need to play the game, kind of.
Hmm.
I think that this is more of like a marketing advertisement thing. Look at what this is all you need to get into Kill Team. But
Yeah,
then we'll probably see those heavier, beefier models come out. I'm gonna show the Commandos just because, they're the poster boys for this new Kill Team.
I love these models.
They're all so great.
And yeah, interesting that the Commandos, they have a lot more options listed here, but this is not like the only orc faction, right? There is greenskins, which are also down there.
Yep.
So kind of interesting. So there's going to be boxes which are like kind of their own faction, even though they're, like the commandos are orcs, but it's not the orc faction apparently, which is called greenskins here. And same for the veteran guardsmen, which we also have in that Octarius box. These Krieg guys, and I'm curious how different like their rules are going to be from just regular Imperial Guard.
Yeah, I think that probably if we're right about, us thinking that they're going to be coming out with like Warcry style warband boxes for specific kill teams, there's probably just going to be like base rules for each faction, and then as like those specific like warband-esque boxes come out, um, they'll have like their own probably special data sheets, special abilities that only they can perform, and stuff like that. So that's why I think they're making the distinction between veteran guardsmen, commandos, Imperial Guard, and greenskins.
Oh, and if we take a look at Thousand Sons, uh, kind of what we were just talking about with the Justicar being separate from the Grey Knights in the list here, you've got Rubric Marines and you got Zangors, but no Aspiring Sorcerer. The Aspiring Sorcerer was on the Rubric Marine datasheet. So it just, there's just some weirdness with this page.
Yeah.
I'm
So
assuming
so
that
so do
Aspiring
you
Sorcerer.
think that there's going to be Grey Knights and then there's going to be Justicars, or do you think like they're going to be like two separate like data sheets, or do you think that this is just kind of like I'm just reading too deep into this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna imagine probably can't take more than one Justicar. But I'll tell you what, I would bet money that there's going to be you can take an Aspiring Sorcerer with Thousand Sons, but
Oh
that's not
yeah,
listed.
for sure.
Because the assumption would be that it's baked into the rubric, data sheet,
Yeah.
which if that's the case, why is the Justicar being listed separate from the Granites? Right. Do you
Yeah.
see where I'm going here?
Yeah, exactly.
Then we
Right.
got Death Guard, who are, of course, making a return here. Just Plague Marines and Poxwalkers listed. I like how we're calling Admech Forge World and we're calling Soritas Ecclesiarchy.
Okay, so the reason that they're calling them Forge World is because the Admech are separate from like the Cult Mechanicus. The Adeptus Mechanicus are separate from the Cult Mechanicus. And so like the Cult Mechanicus are units like I believe Sicarian Infiltrators and your Electro Priests, which once again is a model that's not listed on here, but probably will make an appearance. And then the Adeptus Mechanicus are like your Skitarii Vanguard and your Skitarii Ranger. So that's why I think they're being called Forge World now, is because it's all encompassing. So with the Ecclesiarchy, it's mostly Sisters of Battle. They also have the Archoflagellants, but there is room for, say, by calling this faction Ecclesiarchy, there's room for in commanders. You can see things like battle priests maybe making their way into kill team. We don't know for sure, but
I would love to see the Sacrosants, the ones with the shields that just came out.
ooh, yeah,
That would be
yeah,
perfect.
they would be
Or
cool.
the Cult Assassins. I forgot the exact name. Death Cult Assassins.
They're a little old, so
Hmm.
I'm not sure if they would make an appearance, but it would be cool if they did. That's for
Yeah.
sure. It seems like if there's any sort of game that those models should be in, it would be Kill Team,
Yeah. I mean, when you click on the on these all these faction things, it'll say like explore further or whatever.
Yeah, explore the range, and then it'll bring you
Yeah.
to basically the Games Workshop page.
Yeah. I mean, the
Um,
Death Cult Assassins, I was going to say, are one of like they're on that front page.
ooh,
So,
so speaking of links, I'm going to click on Crude, and we're going to click Explore the Range here and see what we see. If it's
ooh, yeah.
404 page not found, I'm going to laugh so hard, Shane.
Oh, it just takes you to Tau,
Yeah, it just takes you to Tau.
which Tau is not. They're not the same as Crew.
No, they're not the same as Crude. They
Because we
are
have the
the Hunter
Hunter,
cadres.
and look at that first model right
First
there.
model's a drone. They know. They know what they're doing.
Oh, they do. And then Fire Warriors, Pathfinders. I hope Fire Warriors are a little bit better.
I hope so too. They're so useless.
Super cool looking
They have
models.
been so useless, I should say.
And then the stealth suits, of
Yep.
course. And yeah, I mean, Kroot making it through is a shock to me. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Let's look at what they have listed here. I think they have all of the crew models listed.
Yeah,
Carnivores, the hounds, the Crutox. So
yeah,
that's
we've
good.
got.
So that
Mhm.
box of Crute, Shane, we'll be
Yeah.
able to play them in this new edition of Kill Team.
Oh yeah. I think it's funny how there's more Kroot models confirmed than Death Guard models.
Pain.
That's and right above Kroot, we have the Comorites. I
Yeah.
think that's pronounced. Witches, Drakari, and just listing witches and Kabalites here.
Yeah.
I would expect Rax and
Yep.
Incubi, and Mandrakes.
Once again, this is Games Workshop saying this is all you need to get started in this game to get into this new edition of Kill Team. Um, this isn't like the be all end all for list of models. Let's see what's in it for Craft Worlds. We haven't actually clicked on this one yet. Storm Guardians, Guardian Defenders, Rangers. I hope. Speaking of models that get better, I hope Rangers get better.
Well, I would imagine they'd get the 2 up to hit on that sniper now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you want to
And then
talk about that a little bit? The two up with the
oh
sniper?
yeah. So on the data sheets that we've got leaks of, not even leaks, it's just screenshots from the stream. Um, instead of models having like weapon skill and ballistic skill, the weapon skill and ballistic skill is tied to the weapon that the model is using. So like a las gun would for a guardsman has a 4 up ballistic skill, and then you add modifiers, obviously like obscured and whatever. Like a flamer is no longer auto hitting; it's weapon skill 2, and yeah, I mean stuff like that. It's really interesting. Which means that now, because I was thinking earlier about how they seem to want all the snipers in the game to hit on twos, but how are
Which
you going to
which
do
is
that?
like I like that a lot. I think
Yeah,
that snipers should play a bigger role in a Spec Ops like oriented game, you know?
yeah. But then there's like in the older kill team now, where you've got models that could take snipers or they could take plasma. You can't give that guy a ballistic skill too, because then he'll just take the plasma, right? But
Yes.
in this way, you can make it so that only the sniper has a ballistic skill too, and like the plasma is 4, something like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Just interesting. It makes it easier, I think, for them to balance certain weapons and how models use them.
All right. Any other faction you want to explore?
Let's take a look at the hive fleets
Yeah.
because this is Tyranids. Um, confirmed, obviously. We've got Gene Stealers, we got Warriors, and then the Gauns. All the Gauns.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom we've got Brood Covens,
Yeah, I was
which
about
is
to say, wait, are her Gene Stealer cult not in here? I just missed them.
yeah. And these pictures are off, by the way. The picture for the Acolyte hybrid, that's a um, neophyte hybrid, or not a neophyte, a hybrid metamorph. And when you go to the third one for the hybrid metamorph, that's a picture of an Acolyte fighter. There's no Gene Stealer listed for this faction,
Yep.
but I would imagine you can probably run a Gene Stealer with them rather than just in Tyranids. And then Harlequins confirmed.
Oh, let's see. Let's see how many models. Yep.
Look at that. Look at that.
Some things never change. Now this I
Yeah.
can confirm
Yeah.
is going to be the only outside of like Commanders games. I'm assuming there's going to be a Commanders expansion at some point, but
And are we missing any? I think we got them all.
we hit most of them. We haven't looked at Necrons, I don't think. Well, I mean, that was literally the first one we looked at earlier in the video, but
And we know for a fact that there are at least Triarch Praetorians because it's in the book,
yes. Yeah,
but
which
not
means
listed
that
there.
there's probably Lich Guard, which means that there has to
Probably a
be
whole bunch of
other
them.
elites
Yeah.
models coming in the new edition of Kill Team. So, yeah, those are the factions that we have confirmed so far for Kill Team. Worthy of note, Elucidian Starstriders and Gellerpox Infected, not on the list here. Rest in peace. Pour one out for them. But yeah, thanks to you guys for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you know you want to help us out and you're enjoying what we're doing over here on Command Point. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again in the next one.